Part 1. Hello, I'm Ernie Floyd, and welcome to Unity in the Community. Unity in the Community show embraces the city of Worcester's diverse cultural communities, music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. Joining us now is someone who's making a difference right here in Central Massachusetts, and we're pleased to welcome them. This is Cami Baker, right here on Unity in the Community. And welcome, Cami.
Thank you, Ernie. This is my second appearance on your show, and coming from a very different place now. So isn't it fun how we grow and mature and learn to align as we grow?
Yeah, it is. And how we were aligned was through a mutual friend, and you invited me out to see you at your studio. And then it brought back memories, because that's how I started getting involved with communications, was in a similar area where you were in your studio. And then I invited you back to my studio, or our studio right here in the community. And we've been in a relationship ever since. And so now I have a show here on Unity Radio, and as well as you have a show on Unity Radio. And let's talk about that. Now, let's talk a little bit about the previous show that you had on Unity Radio. And then also let's talk about how you transition into another show on Unity Radio.
Well, the studio that you came and visited me at was a public TV station where I was co-hosting a show with a girlfriend of mine who has a beautiful entity called the Happiness Jungle, and I helped her with that for a couple of years. However, it was always her logo, her vision, her show. So I really wanted to create my own thing. And when you first asked me to do a show on Unity Radio, I thought, okay, well, everybody knows me as Fabulous, Fierce, and on Fire, and I love alliterations. So I had the Fabulous, Fierce, on Fire Fridays with Friends show, and that was a lot of fun. It gave me a way to meet a lot of people in the Worcester area, invite businesses and nonprofits and leaders and visionaries to be on the show. However, a couple of months ago, I learned about a phenomenal way to create a win-win-win between real estate, property owners, and nonprofits. So I decided to really sink my teeth into my roots, which is real estate, and help nonprofits. As a matter of fact, our mission is to have $1 billion of real estate donated to nonprofits worldwide by 2025.
Wow, that's an accomplished aspiration there. And also mentioning back to your previous show, on your previous show, you were talking to a variety of different people, okay? And when those variety of different people, you were talking to people here, not only in Central Mass, but also you're a motivational speaker, and you was moving yourself right around New England. But now it seems as though that you zeroed in on this one particular plateau, on this topic, we'll call it, okay? And why is that?
Well, as I said, with the goal being $1 billion donated, it just makes sense to really zero in on the three different aspects. Well, actually, there's even four, because any business can get involved in what we're doing. But what I want the real estate professionals to know is not only can you make money by helping people to donate and give property away, you can make a full commission guaranteed. So the real estate professionals can make a ton of money, and the property owners who donate these properties have no capital gains tax and 100% of the appraisal value as a write-off on their taxes, not to mention the fact that the money is going to whatever any nonprofit. If they want to donate it to Unity Radio as a nonprofit, if they want to donate it to their church or to the veterans or whoever, they get to leave that legacy. And then also the 1.6 million nonprofits that are in the United States, 99.9% of them do not accept real estate as a charitable gift. We at the Alliance have gotten rid of all the reasons that would be a problem, and actually are helping them to learn why they want to start accepting the charitable gifting of real estate, not the least of which is because of our system, they don't need to take title of the property. All they want to do is show up and smile and hand out their hand and say thank you for the money. They don't have to take title to the property. And that's why I shifted my full focus to this, because when those real estate agents are looking for the property owners that will donate, this isn't about begging or coercing or please donate your property. Oh, no. This is finding the property owners that were already going to leave their primary home or their secondary home to their church. It's the property owners who have multiple properties and are savvy and business minded, and they want the tax write-off. So it's truly a win-win-win for everyone. And why wouldn't I focus on that? Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. But those are all the benefits of of donating the property, but I find it pretty interesting, and probably the people who are listening right now saying, "Wait a second, this is a hot market. You're a seller, and the seller wants to maximize their investment as much as possible, and they want to sell it. What are the chances of someone thinking of like, you know something? I think it would be better if I donate it." So I guess you have to be in a certain category to afford to donate it. And that's probably part of someone's portfolio who may have a lot of properties, who may have a lot of assets, and may use this as a vehicle to be creative about taxes.
Yes, and also people who want to leave a legacy and help Unity Radio, for example. So let me
Okay.
give you a couple of statistics as to why. So every year, $400 billion are donated to nonprofits in this country, and only 2% of that it comes from real estate. However, the average person who does donate to nonprofits, only about 10% of their wealth is in cash, but 43% of their wealth is in real estate. And the reason I bring that up is all the nonprofits have their hand out trying to get their piece of the 10% of cash that people have, as
Right.
opposed to really understanding the benefit of, wait a minute, these folks have 43% of their wealth in real estate. So it's not just about the people who have multiple properties and want to have tax write-offs. There are people listening right now who have a family camp at the lake or a beach house
Yeah.
that the family used to use, but the kids grew up. Now they're just paying for the maintenance and the taxes. And it might be for them that by donating that property and getting the write-off and knowing that there's $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 going to support the homeless in Worcester, maybe for them, that's a good choice. So there's a lot of different reasons that people would, and it's not for everyone, but the nonprofits who have 500 or 10,000 or 500,000 people who support them and buy tickets to their raffles and come to their galas, in those 500 or 500,000 people, there are people in there who would donate their primary residence. You know, think about all the churches who actually have people in their congregation that leave a property to them. The problem is they don't understand how this works. So, you know, Mary dies, she leaves the property to the church. What happens is they end up selling the property, capital gains gets paid on it, et cetera, et cetera. The church gets the money that's left over after Uncle Sam's part. What we're saying is, you know what? Let's have Mary's property actually donated to the nonprofit first, then it gets sold, and that way the nonprofit gets more money.
Oh, I find that pretty incredible. And so, if there's any listeners out there, and being the fact that Unity Radio is a nonprofit, it'd be pretty interesting to say, okay, who out there wants to donate a house? Could it be a house or a building? Is there any type of property?
Thank you for
Commercial?
asking. And I was actually just thinking, so think about all the banks that you know, all the banks in Worcester, anywhere in the country,
Right.
that have non-performing assets. They have houses, multifamily, strip malls, any kind of property, as long as it's not a timeshare, anything else, land, farms, restaurants, anything. So they have these non-performing assets that are sitting on their books, and it's keeping them from being able to loan out more property, money, et cetera. Imagine if those banks actually donated a handful of their non-performing assets. We sold them, gave Unity Radio the money, and not only did Unity Radio get funding, but the banks show up as a contributing member of society. We do a whole campaign around how, you know, Eastern Bank or Webster 5 Bank donates $258,000 to our community radio. Imagine the mileage that they would get off of that, and all the people that would start using that bank just because of that campaign.
Well, that's incredible. So share with us a little bit in reference to what people should expect from your show when you come on Unity Radio.
Awesome. So there's really three parts to the charitable gifting of real estate. There are the nonprofits that are taking the money. There are the property donors who obviously are donating the property. And then there are the quote unquote advisors, which could be CPAs, attorneys, et cetera. In our case, we're focusing on real estate agents for now. So on the show, I will be interviewing realtors who've done transitions like this and can tell you how much fun they are and how easy they are. I'll talk to property donors who have donated property or want to donate property. I'll talk to the nonprofits and also the other ancillary businesses. So what about those banks and mortgage companies and title companies and insurance companies and even the local dog walker or coffee shop owner? What if that coffee shop owner put up a flyer in their coffee shop, letting them know, letting all their clients know, we're looking for property that we can donate to the local humane society, et cetera, et cetera. When that one property is donated and all those funds are released, the campaign that that coffee shop owner and the bank and the realtor and Unity Radio could do, talking about that. See, this is something that people just aren't educated on, but when they learn from the Alliance how easy it can be, then they'll want to do it.
It seems as though this is a really, really hot topic. And so for those who are listening right now, please reintroduce yourself and how can they find you on Unity Radio?
Sure. My name is Cami Baker, CamiBaker.com. You can watch Alliance for Charitable Real Estate on Fridays at noon, and then we also have replays. And you can also find me Googling my name or the International Alliance for Charitable Gifting of Real Estate. And let me know that you're interested in any aspect of this, and I'll interview you on Unity Radio 97.9 FM.
There you go. That's Cami Baker. Thank you once again for joining us on Unity in the Community, Cami.
Thank you.
I'm Ernie Floyd, and you're listening to Unity in the Community on Unity 979 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.